Every loss you've taken, the job you didn't keep, the relationship that slipped away, the respect you never got, all of it can be traced to one thing: you played by rules that don't exist. Machiavelli exposed the real ones. 5 centuries ago, he cut through illusions and wrote down the patterns of power that still decide who gets respected, who gets used, and who gets ignored. He wasn't guessing. He observed how people actually behave when fear, ambition, and self-interest collide. In this video, you'll see his 9 most dangerous and useful lessons. They will show you how to turn setbacks into insight, how to draw respect without begging for it, and how to use silence, boundaries, and detachment to gain real control over your life. Stay until the end, because once you understand these principles, you won't just avoid being fooled, you'll know how to shape the game itself. Lesson 1: The Illusion of Powerlessness. Why do so many people feel weak in a world that rewards strength? Society conditions individuals to play it safe, to follow rules, and to stay predictable. The common belief is that good behavior earns rewards, that loyalty secures respect, and that obedience guarantees success. This belief is one of the most dangerous misconceptions. Look at those who always say yes, avoid conflict at all costs, or wait endlessly for permission before acting. Where are they now? Still waiting. Still hoping effort alone will be noticed. Still believing that fairness is automatic. Machiavelli observed what most refuse to see: the world does not reward passivity. It rewards strategy, adaptability, and initiative. Predictability makes one vulnerable, because predictable patterns can be exploited. Being overly accommodating may seem virtuous, but it often leads to stagnation. The system isn't broken, it simply follows the natural laws of human interaction. The resourceful thrive because they understand these laws, while the timid are left behind. As Machiavelli wrote, "Since love and fear can hardly exist together, if we must choose between them, it is far safer to be feared than loved." This was not an invitation to cruelty, but to clarity. The illusion of weakness begins with the assumption that the world owes recognition for effort and loyalty. In reality, no one is owed anything. Accepting this truth provides the clarity needed to act with strength and protect one's path. Lesson 2: Seeing human nature clearly. Most setbacks stem from misreading people. The error lies in assuming others share the same values, thoughts, or motives. This projection blinds judgment and sets the stage for disappointment. Every person has priorities shaped by their own fears and desires. Even when kindness is genuine, it carries limits. When difficult choices appear, self-interest often outweighs sentiment. This is not cynicism, it is the basic reality of human behavior. Machiavelli warned, "People are so simple and so much inclined to obey immediate needs that a deceiver will never lack victims for his deceptions." Human patterns are visible everywhere. Coworkers who complain in private but conform in public. Friends who reach out only when convenient. Family who encourage, yet still direct choices in subtle ways. These are not signs of malice, they are expressions of human nature. Once understood, they can be anticipated, navigated, and used for clarity. The wise observer watches what people do more than what they say. They track patterns, recognize genuine generosity, and distinguish between fleeting words and lasting motives. With this awareness, boundaries become easier to hold and decisions more precise. The overly trusting risk exploitation. The overly suspicious risk isolation. The selective and discerning gain influence while maintaining resilience. Lesson 3: The Power of Composure. Weakness is rarely exposed by failure itself, it is exposed by the reaction to failure. Watch someone in traffic, and within seconds their composure can collapse into anger or frustration. In these moments, behavior communicates more than words ever could. Respect is often lost silently. The individual who lashes out when criticized appears insecure. The one who rushes to justify their actions signals desperation for approval. The one who panics when things go wrong is marked as unprepared for leadership. Reactions reveal far more than intentions. Machiavelli observed this dynamic clearly. Everyone sees what you appear to be, few experience what you really are. In other words, the external impression shaped by reactions often outweighs the internal truth. Those who master composure shape how they are perceived. Mastery begins with the pause. When challenged, pause. When questioned, pause. When provoked, pause. In that brief silence, clarity returns. A deliberate response replaces an impulsive reaction. Patience can strengthen authority. Kindness can deepen trust. Controlled vulnerability can build connection. But unguarded emotion often signals weakness. Those who maintain composure navigate environments with confidence. They influence outcomes, guide conversations, and shape results. Composure is not the absence of emotion but the strategic use of it. This is why even a single pause can transform perception, shift dynamics, and consolidate authority. Lesson 4: Respect boundaries, command influence. Being overly loved or relied upon often leads to being taken for granted. When people assume you'll always be there, they stop appreciating the value you bring. Yet relying only on authority creates tension, and fear without balance erodes trust. The successful blend both. They earn respect for their skills while enforcing boundaries that others understand and honor. They are the calm presence in the room, someone others see as reliable and self-assured. This isn't about being harsh, it's about commanding respect through consistency, fairness, and integrity. Machiavelli captured it plainly. It is much safer to be feared than loved. The lesson is not cruelty but clarity. Respect lasts when reinforced by firm boundaries. Those with influence combine care with firmness. They say no without guilt, step away from draining situations, and protect their time as something valuable. Boundaries must be fair and consistent, never arbitrary. The one who says yes to everything is overlooked, the one who says no to everything becomes isolated, but the one who sets clear boundaries gains both trust and authority. Think of someone who disrespects your time, arriving late, canceling often, or interrupting your work. A calm boundary communicates your standards without conflict. Once understood, behavior changes naturally. This is how influence is built, by pairing respect with limits, creating presence that cannot be ignored. Lesson 5: Transform setbacks into insight. Setbacks are not always defeats, they are lessons in disguise. Every disappointment carries information. When someone fails to keep a promise, when a colleague acts unfairly, or when a partnership collapses, it is not just an obstacle, it is a revelation. It shows priorities, uncovers character, and exposes how people truly respond under pressure. Most respond to these moments with frustration, anger, or endless rumination. They replay the scene in their heads, draining energy while learning nothing. The wiser path is different: to observe carefully, to gather the hidden signals, and to turn experience into strategy. Machiavelli captured this truth. People reveal themselves most when they think they are safe. In moments of comfort, true nature slips out. Each disappointment leaves behind a trail of patterns. Loyalty proves conditional. Words drift apart from actions. Kindness reveals its limits or its motives. Seeing these signs clearly is not cynicism, it is preparation. Power comes from noticing what others ignore. The discerning mind transforms setbacks into maps of human behavior. Selective trust replaces blind loyalty. Strategic patience replaces emotional reaction. promises are weighed against patterns, and responses become deliberate rather than impulsive. With every challenge, clarity deepens. Over time, setbacks become a training ground. They forge resilience, sharpen awareness, and build inner strength. Those who learn from them rise above illusions and cannot be easily deceived or broken. To the unprepared, setbacks are walls. To the prepared, they are doors. Lesson 6: The strength of detachment. Those who thrive are not desperate for outcomes. They aim for success, but they don't rely on it for happiness. They seek respect, but they don't beg for approval. They enjoy relationships, but they don't tie their worth to them. Detachment of this kind creates unshakable confidence. A detached mind makes decisions from strength, not fear. The one who can walk away is always taken seriously. The one who isn't tied to results chooses more clearly and acts more wisely. Neediness, on the other hand, breeds weakness. The constant need to secure a job, gain approval, or hold on to relationships at any cost makes people predictable and easy to control. Machiavelli warned, "He who neglects what is done for what ought to be done sooner affects his ruin than his preservation." True detachment does not mean indifference. It means caring intelligently. It means investing while preparing alternatives, hoping for the best while planning for challenges. Those who are detached leave situations that no longer serve them, because peace matters more than fear of loss. They defend their value at work because they are prepared for new opportunities. They attract respect because they respect themselves, instead of chasing validation from those who never give it. The path to detachment lies in creating options, building inner worth, and practicing the discipline of walking away. Each step strengthens independence. Each refusal to cling sharpens authority. Detachment transforms need into choice, and choice into freedom. The one who needs nothing gains the power to create everything. Lesson 7: The influence of silence and mystery. Mystery strengthens authority. The less others know about your plans, the more they respect your space. The fewer explanations you give, the more your words carry weight. The less you reveal unnecessarily, the more value is placed on what you do share. Most people talk too much. They justify themselves endlessly, reveal plans before acting, and expose vulnerabilities that can be misused. They become open books, easy to read and easy to dismiss. Machiavelli warned, "Everyone sees what you appear to be. Few experience what you really are." Silence, when used deliberately, creates space for reflection and observation. Pausing before responding highlights composure. Withholding unfinished plans builds discretion. Keeping certain thoughts private preserves clarity. Those skilled in this art speak less and observe more. They ask precise questions instead of filling space with self-justification. They listen to learn, not merely to reply. This is not antisocial behavior, it is strategic communication. The most effective individuals rarely broadcast every decision. They leave room for curiosity while keeping control of their path. Silence protects focus. Mystery sustains presence. People respect what they cannot fully predict, value what they cannot easily replace, and admire the insight of someone who shares selectively. To practice this, stop explaining to those who never asked. Keep plans private until they are solid. Allow silence in conversation, because reflection deepens understanding and strategic pauses reveal more than constant words. Influence is not built by volume, but by restraint. Those who master silence and mystery command attention without demanding it. Lesson 8: Fortune belongs to the bold. Some wait for the perfect moment, while others create it. Some hope for luck, while others seize opportunities. Some wait for permission, while others move forward with confidence. Fortune favors action, because those who act gain ground while others hesitate. They move while others overthink, decide while others debate, and act while others analyze without end. Machiavelli observed, "Fortune is the arbiter of one half of our actions, but she still leaves us to direct the other half." Most live reactively, responding to events instead of shaping them. They wait for conditions that never arrive, for approval that never comes, for guarantees that do not exist. Boldness is not recklessness, it is calculated action. The greatest risk is often the refusal to act at all. Those who never take risks rarely achieve anything. Those who take reckless risks fall quickly. But those who take measured risks grow consistently, learn from setbacks, and advance further each time. Boldness develops through gradual steps, careful assessment, decisive execution, and the discipline to learn from experience. The world rewards forward motion. Opportunities appear for those who participate. Progress follows those who act. While others wait for perfect timing, the bold create it. While others plan endlessly, the bold execute. While others hope for luck, the bold manufacture their own fortune. Lesson 9: The Fortress of Reputation. Reputation is capital. It opens doors that money cannot, creates opportunities that talent alone may not, and builds trust that time alone cannot guarantee. An untouchable identity is forged through reliability, competence, and integrity. Those who commit, deliver. Those who promise, keep. Those who set boundaries, uphold them. Reputation strengthens itself. Consistency breeds respect, respect fuels credibility, and credibility reinforces reputation in an upward cycle. Machiavelli observed, "People judge generally more by the eye than by the hand. For everyone can see and few can feel. Everyone sees what you appear to be. Few experience what you really are. Appearances may deceive for a time, but true identity requires substance. That substance comes from self-mastery. Awareness reveals strengths and weaknesses. Discipline ensures promises to oneself are kept. Reliability turns into trust, and trust into influence. Self-reliance eliminates the need for constant validation, replacing dependence with confidence. Skill sharpened, discipline practiced, and independence earned form the backbone of an untouchable identity. Such a foundation cannot be undermined. Principles protect it from manipulation, preparation shields it from control, and clarity grounds it against external influence. To be untouchable does not mean isolation, it means engaging from strength. It is to build relationships without dependency, to enjoy success without binding identity to it, to welcome respect without craving it. This balance creates presence that commands admiration and stability that cannot be shaken. The fortress of reputation is not an act. It is a stronghold built of consistency, resilience, and principle, respected by many, controlled by none. Now the core of Machiavelli's teaching on influence and power is clear. Strength is never granted, it is built. Success belongs not to the hopeful, but to those who act with intent and understand the reality of human behavior. Yet knowledge on its own is never enough. Principles that remain unpracticed produce nothing. Insight without execution remains incomplete. The question is not whether these lessons are true, history has already proven them. The real question is whether there is courage to live them out. Will human nature be seen for what it is, or ignored? Will reactions be mastered, or left uncontrolled? Will boundaries be set and defended, or will they be neglected? Will disappointments be turned into lessons, or into bitterness? Will detachment be practiced, or will dependence continue? Will words be used with precision, or wasted through oversharing? Will decisive action be taken, or will hesitation rule? Will identity be built as resilient and untouchable, or left fragile? These are the choices that define direction. They decide who advances and who remains stuck, who leads and who is led. Remember, Machiavelli did not invent these truths, he uncovered them. He studied human conduct and mapped the patterns of survival and success. He left a framework. What is done with it now rests in the hands of those who see it. Power does not belong to those who wait for recognition. It belongs to those who see the world without illusions and move with precision. History has shown it again and again. The ones who shape events are not the strongest, but the most prepared. Not the loudest, but the most strategic. The challenge is simple yet absolute. Will these lessons remain ideas, or will they become the foundation of your character? Discipline, boundaries, resilience, and boldness mean nothing if they are admired from a distance. They must be lived, tested, and sharpened. Only then does influence become permanent. Machiavelli never promised comfort. He promised clarity. And clarity is dangerous, because once you see how power really works, you cannot go back to playing the role of the obedient. You must choose whether to use it or to be ruled by those who will. The world does not wait. It bends to those who step forward. If these truths struck you, make them visible, like, subscribe, and share this with those who still live in illusions. And when you are ready for more, go further into the system itself. Continue with the playlist Machiavelli on Power as Design, where each principle interlocks into a design used by rulers and strategists for centuries. That is where power stops being theory and becomes your reality.